Hello, everybody. Hello, Mortimer Duke. Hello, Sir Philip. I hope you had a great time today. Hello, Eileen E. Carlin, honey. I get you twice today. Thank you, everyone who showed up to the premiere earlier and the one yesterday. Those are kind of fun. I like that. Being able to, make it ahead of time and just, get done the things that I need to get done, but still be here with you guys in the chat. I like that. I like that a lot. Yes, my baby bandit. My baby. Yeah, so tonight, Judge Webster, she's practically beside herself with this. She doesn't know. Her brain is not braining how this is working. And it's kind of fun to watch. It really is. Hello. Oh my gosh. Welcome back. Oh my gosh. Hello, Spider-Man. I've missed you. I even made you a little jingle. Did you hear it? You're going to have to go back and check it out. I made you a little jingle. I'm so happy to see you. I hope you're feeling better. Hi, Michelle Moreland, honey. So good to see you. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm going to torture everybody a second time. Let's see if I can do this. I gotta think of it. It was hold on, Eva. Just wait a second, honey. Well, come on up here and you can do it too. It was Spider-Man with his pork grinds, ice cream, and Pepsi can. He's our friend in the chat, and we can't wait to get him back. Be well. We miss you, Spider-Man. Yeah, I'm so sorry that you were sick, honey. But I'm really glad that you seem to be doing better. Come on, Eva. Why did you close this so tightly? There. Yeah, I had to practice that like a dozen times that night because I didn't want to mess up the pork rinds, ice cream, and Pepsi can order. I am so happy. I am so happy that you're doing better, sweetie. Hello, Linda Applegate, honey. Thanks. Somebody called Ava my co-host, and I loved it. That's terrible. Oh, man. If I was down for 3 weeks, man, that would ruin my life. For real. Like, I don't know what I would do. I mean, crying out loud, I've streamed from the hospital bed before. Oh, You too, honey? I am so sorry. Oh my gosh, honey. I am so sorry. Well, gosh, everybody needs to get better. It seems like everybody that I love is sick right now, and I don't like that at all. Oh, honey. Oh, I really hope you get to feeling better soon. I don't like when you're sick. I don't like when any of my people are sick. Because I love you guys all so much. You guys make my night, and having you here just brightens my day. And today I needed to be here. I needed it. I needed you guys. I had to deal with the house probate matters the last few days, and yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun at all. But you know, there's light at the end of the tunnel. It'll be over soon. And then I'll get my life back. You know, it is what it is. Life moves on. Some good news that's come of it. I've been really struggling. Like, the house it's a 350-year-old 6th generation house. I don't want anyone else living there. I don't know that I can emotionally handle that, but it's getting torn down. They're not buying the house for the house. I knew that, but it got confirmed, you know? Excuse me. Oh, that's not far from me. Keep it there. I don't want it. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going around. Thank you so much, honey. Yeah, it's, you know, it'll be okay. I got time to get more stuff out, so that's a good thing. And hey, you know what? Since they're tearing the house down, cool. I'm gonna tear up my attic floor. That's like on my bucket list. I'm tearing that floor up. Yep. My brothers keep teasing me. They're like, "You're not gonna find hidden treasure in that house." Okay. I'm still gonna try. Billy, your audience awaits. Your audience awaits. Yes. He's such a grumpy old man. It's so cute. He's not even the oldest. Bandit's the oldest. He's just the grumpiest.
Excuse me? What did you just say to me?
Do we have Elmer Florentino Reyes Garcias here?
I do.
Let's bring him in. We are now on the record in 2024 TR 2940, State of Kansas versus Elmer Florentino Reyes Garcia. Jared Regier appearing for the state. Sir, you are Mr. Reyes Garcias. I need to hear you, sir.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, sir. And we are set for bench trial today on failing to check for safe passage before passing from a single lane and driving without headlights when needed. Are you ready to proceed on your bench trial, sir?
No, I'm gonna need a little bit more time because I don't have the money to pay to the lawyer. So
Sir, I don't know if you're just soft-spoken or if you're not close enough to the microphone, but I'm really not hearing you very well.
yeah.
Could you speak louder, please, and repeat what you said?
Yes, you know what? I'm ready.
You are ready?
Yes.
All right. I'm not sure that's what you said a while ago, is it?
Nah, but I changed my mind. So
Well, okay, so are you ready to proceed with trial or you're not?
yeah, I'm ready.
All right. And Mr. Regier, are you ready to proceed with trial?
Yes, Your Honor, as a slight precursor to the court, or rather precursor to the proceeding trial, as originally filed, the information does allege 2 violations. After further review of the applicable case law, my office did file an amended information dismissing count 1. However, the state is prepared to proceed to trial on count 2 at the court's convenience.
Well, Mr. Reyes Garcia, they have dismissed the failing to maintain a single lane in count 1. That leaves you charged and going to trial today on count 2, which alleges that on or about the 9th day of August, 2024 in Butler County, Kansas, you did then and there unlawfully operate or attempt to operate a motor vehicle upon a highway of this state, and you did fail to display lighted head or other lamps and illuminating devices at a time when due to insufficient light or unfavorable atmospheric conditions. Persons and vehicles on the highway are not clearly discernible at a distance of 1,000 feet ahead, in violation of KSA 8-1703, no headlamps, a traffic infraction. This carries a $75 fine and $108 in court costs, no jail time. And with that being the only charge, are you wishing to take it to trial, sir? And I'm not trying to influence you. The officer is here. Trooper Grunder. Go ahead, Master Trooper.
Yeah. Well, he was originally charged with DUI. Has that charge been dismissed?
Well, I see an amended information that does not reference DUI. Let me see. Doesn't look like it was. Let me look at your citation. There is an affidavit on post information. What does he give me? Just a moment. The standard offense report does show driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs as a charge. Well, the county attorney filed this case on information and amended that, and I will look at it looks like there is an affidavit, so I am not sure why the state did not file that. I think that there must be a reason on the record. Yeah. In answer to your question, Trooper Grunder, I see that was part of your affidavit and standard offense report, but when the prosecutor filed the charge November 5th, he did not file the UI. Mr. Regier, is there anything you want to say about that charge?
Your Honor, at this juncture, it would appear that the information was initially filed with respect to the fail to maintain a single lane and no headlamps, an infraction. At this juncture, the state is only prepared to proceed on the headlamps violation.
Well, there you have it. All right, so Mr. Reyes Garcia, the state only wants to proceed on the headlamp charge.
What do you think they found that caused them to dismiss this case or the main charges of it?
Are you ready for trial?
Yes.
Mr. Regier, you ready for trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
Please call your first witness.
Yes, Your Honor. The state calls Master Trooper Brian Grunder to the stand.
Please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Mr. Trooper Grunder, do you swear to tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, please proceed, Mr. Reed.
Yeah, my internet connection keeps telling me.
Oh, okay, I wondered what that was. Had a little cutout there? Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Regier.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you please state your name for the record?
Master Trooper Brian R. Grunder,
And where are you employed?
Kansas Highway Patrol.
And is Master Trooper your professional title in that capacity?
Yes.
And how long have you worked as an officer?
Total 22 and a half years.
Okay. And were you on active duty in your professional capacity on August 9th, 2024 at approximately 8:56 p.m.?
Yes.
And where were you at the time?
I was driving north on Rose Hill Road in Rose Hill, Kansas.
Okay. And is that in Butler County?
Yes.
Now you've already mentioned that you were within Rose Hill city limits. Is that your testimony here today?
Yes.
Now this Rose Hill Road that you mentioned, are there any other roads that run immediately adjacent to it?
Yes. In the area I was, there is a street approximately 15 yards, maybe give or take, that runs north and south as well.
Okay. And this other road, does it have a specific name?
Yes, it's called Harris Drive.
Okay. And at this location, would you describe Harris Drive as more curving or more of a straight shot?
It parallels Rose Hill Road, so it's straight.
Okay. And you said that you were traveling northbound. Does Harris Drive also go northbound?
Yes.
Okay. In this particular area, are there any nearby private residences?
Yes, on the east side of Harris Drive, it's all private residences.
Okay. How many private residences on the east side of Harris Drive would you say, just as a guesstimate?
15 roughly, maybe.
Okay. And are these private residences equipped with driveways?
Yes.
Okay. And do these driveways provide direct access to Harris Drive?
Yes.
Okay. And approximately how far from Harris Drive would you say these private residences are located?
I would guess 20, 30 feet they set off Harris Drive 20, 30 feet because of the driveways.
Okay. And Master Trooper, are you familiar with KSA 8-1703?
Yes.
Okay. And what type of driving does KSA 8-1703 prohibit?
Requires headlights and taillights when objects and stuff are not discernible within a certain foot, certain distance.
Okay. And what are some of the situations where objects might not be discernible?
Fog, heavy rain, nighttime.
So is it your understanding that headlights are required due to certain atmospheric conditions surrounding vehicles?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, I respectfully request the court take judicial notice of KSA 8-1703.
Taken.
Master Trooper, do you consider yourself capable of identifying traffic violations when you see them?
Yes.
And do you, besides your 22 and a half years of experience that you had already referred to, do you have any other recurring or professional training that that allows you to identify traffic violations on site?
I mean, just, normal work and reading through the law book and going to training.
Okay. Do you have any annual continuing education that you're expected to complete in your capacity as a master trooper?
Yes.
Could you please describe this continuing education for the court?
We required 40 hours every year of continuing training education.
Okay. And are you presently current on your continuing education requirements?
Yes.
Okay. On August 9th, 2024, at approximately 8:56 p.m., did you see any acts that you consider traffic violations?
Yes.
And what did you see?
I saw a vehicle proceeding northbound on Harris Drive. It was driving left of center for the roadway, and it was driving without headlights or tail lights on as required.
Okay.
Now, what time was this?
I believe it was like 8:56 p.m., Your Honor.
Okay, and Mr. Regier, is that what you asked him? Like something about 12 something.
Yes, Your Honor.
You wanted to know about 12 something?
No, I had asked on August 9th, 2024, at approximately 8:56 p.m. was the question.
Okay, all right, thank you.
So this vehicle, do you recall the make of this particular vehicle?
I believe it was a Ram pickup.
Okay. And by Ram, do you mean that it was manufactured by Dodge?
Yes.
Okay.
No, he means it was, it belonged on the side of a mountain and, yeah. Wrong kind of Ram, Regier.
And when you saw this Dodge driving on Harris Drive, again, what direction was the Dodge driving?
It was going northbound.
Okay. And you already mentioned that you saw this Dodge driving without its headlights activated. Were there? How did you make that determination?
I could. All I could make out was a vehicle traveling north, and there was no visible lights onto the front or the rear.
Okay. On August 9th, 2024, what time was sunset, if you remember?
I do not recall. I looked it up at one point, but I don't remember exactly what time it was.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would request the court take judicial notice that on August 9th, 2024, sunset occurred at approximately 8:27 p.m.
And I'm taking judicial notice of that from what? I don't know when it was set. So I don't think I can take judicial notice other than just common knowledge of living many years and knowing about what time the sun starts going down in August. But I don't have any independent ability to take notice of that otherwise.
Master Trooper, at the time when you saw this Dodge traveling northbound on Harris Drive, do you recall if it was whether it was light or dark outside?
It was basically dark at the time.
Okay. Is it your testimony today that you observed this Dodge driving north without headlights during nighttime hours?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it just me or does he seem slightly off of his game on this one? He's not as stoic. He's stumbling over his words a little bit more. I don't know. I love Regier. I love how he poses questions. I love his demeanor. He's fantastic. But he does seem slightly, I don't know, just a little bit off. Yeah, slightly flustered. I think the dismissal of the DUI charge might be getting to him.
Did you ever observe the Dodge successfully activate its headlights and taillights?
Yes.
Where did this activation take place?
It occurred at a stop sign that is the intersection of Berlin and Harris Drive. After his, I don't know if he was a coworker or a friend or who it was, but he stopped in front of him and got out and told him that his headlights weren't on. And before I made the turn and activated my emergency lights, he turned the lights on.
Okay. And did you personally observe the Dodge with activated headlights and taillights?
Yes.
Okay. And you mentioned that you activated your emergency lights. After activating your emergency lights, did you successfully conduct a traffic stop on the Dodge?
Yes.
And and for the record, where did this traffic stop take place, particularly?
The traffic stop took place at Berlin and Harris Drive.
Okay. And is this still in Butler County?
Yes.
Okay. Once you conducted the stop, did you personally speak to the driver of the Dodge?
Yes.
And do you see the driver of the Dodge present in the Zoom conference?
Yes.
Can you point the driver out and give a brief description for the court?
Yeah, he's on the court security Zoom. I can't tell if he's got a sweater on or some kind of overcoat. It looks like a blue undershirt.
Okay. Your Honor, let the record reflect that the witness has identified the defendant.
The record so reflects.
Master Trooper, did the defendant ever provide you with official identification of any kind?
Yes.
What was this official identification?
It was out of Maryland.
Okay. And did you ever place the defendant under arrest for various traffic violations?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Barring and a redirect, no further questions, Your Honor.
Any questions, Mr. Reyes Garcia?
No.
Any further witness evidence, Mr. Regier?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Regier, I, as a court of law, am really struggling here because part of the file is the affidavit and the standard offense report. And its focus is on driving under the influence. You didn't ask the officer about that. You didn't charge it. The affidavit says there was a strong odor of alcoholic beverage coming from the driver. His eyes were extremely bloodshot. That he said he'd had a few when the officer asked him if he'd been drinking, which is a pretty common response from DUI drivers. He took a breath test, and even with deficient sample, he had 0.184. He was arrested for DUI. He was driving around 9 o'clock with his lights off and in the west ditch, almost in the concrete water off area. I'm not sure what that means. But the problem I'm having, I mean, you're the prosecutor and you have the right to file whatever you want to file that you feel you can prove. And I know that you can't plea negotiate a DUI away. If you feel you don't have enough evidence to support a DUI, it's within your bailiwick to not file it. But I'm really struggling with what the court, I just don't understand, frankly, why this wasn't filed. And I'm going to need to review what my obligations are when it looks like there is beyond a reasonable doubt DUI evidence, but it hasn't been filed and apparently doesn't intend to be filed by the prosecutor. Maybe as a judge, I just try the facts, but I'm concerned about legal obligations with letting a DUI go in exchange for driving without headlamps, an infraction. I'm inclined to continue this and make sure that I'm not doing anything illegal by proceeding and ignoring the DUI in this. Likewise, I want to make sure I'm not doing anything illegal by approaching this potential charge and evidence by even bringing it up in the middle of this trial. Is there anything that the state wants to say in response to my concerns before I recess this case and do some research on my obligations?
Your Honor, to that, I would need the opportunity to research further, although if the court is so inclined to set this matter over for that specific purpose, the state would not have an objection.
He seems way, way too anal retentive to allow anyone else in his life. I could not picture him married because, like, I see his coffee table and, like, his remote controls are aligned perfectly, and he's got his little Reader's Digest right next to them, and the coaster for his drinks. I mean, everything has its place. He's probably even got a notepad with a pen like completely parallel to it. Like, there's no deviation for Mr. Regier. And if somebody were to tilt his notepad just like 3 degrees to the right, he'd lose his damn mind. And can you imagine if he had kids? Oh, no. I can't imagine Mr. Regier with anyone. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh golly. I don't. If he does, it's a cat. For sure. If he does, it's a cat. He is not a dog person. They're too chaotic. Speaking of which. Yeah. Right? Too much chaos. Mr. Regier would never handle an Ava.
Well, can you or will you tell me at this point, do you feel that in spite of Master Trooper Grunder's narratives, you don't feel there was enough evidence to file that, and that's why you filed the information and then amended information?
Your Honor, may I request a brief 5-minute recess?
That'd be fine.
Thank you, Your Honor.
It's 2:04 and we can reconvene at about 2:10. All right, Mr. Regier, we are back on the record in 2024 TR 2940. Any comments at this point, Mr. Regier?
Yes, Your Honor. If the court will permit me briefly, I have had the opportunity to review this case somewhat further. My understanding is that the prosecutor whom this case was originally referred to declined to proceed on the DUI charge, and so I reviewed this case solely for the purpose of the traffic infractions.
All right, so it is the county attorney's position that the evidence is insufficient to prosecute at this time on the DUI?
That is the state's understanding, Your Honor, based off the notes I have in my file.
So whatever it was, Regier reviewed the records, and he too didn't find cause to prosecute it. I want to know what it was.
Well, it is the county attorney's Discretion to file or not file. No plea bargain agreement shall be entered into, nor shall any judge approve a plea bargain entered into for the purpose of permitting a person charged with DUI to avoid the mandatory penalties, but that is not what I understand the state is saying. They're just flat saying there wasn't enough evidence to charge with DUI. There wasn't enough probable cause to charge DUI. Obviously, the officer with many years of experience felt there was, but the county attorney did not. And it is my judge to try the evidence on the charges. So we will proceed with trial on the traffic infraction of driving without headlamps at basically 9 o'clock, August 9th, the 24th.
Oh, this is killing her.
Any other evidence you want to present on that, Mr. Regier?
No, Your Honor.
And does the defendant have any evidence at this time? You can call yourself, but you don't have to, and your silence will not be used as evidence against you, sir. Do you have any evidence you want to present?
No, I don't.
All right. Well, both parties have rested then.
The state does so rest, Your Honor.
Well, I don't know how you got so lucky. Mr. Reyes Garcia, the county attorney, charged you with but one charge. They didn't charge you with driving in the ditch or driving left of center. They didn't charge you with DUI, although the officer did, and his affidavit alleges that he noticed your dark colored truck driving in the west ditch, almost in the concrete water off area, traveling north with no headlights or tail lights at approximately 20:58 hours. Sunset, he says, was 20:28 hours. The driver of a van in front of you stopped at a stop sign and got out and told you to turn on your lights, and apparently you did. When the officer stopped you, you told him you'd been drinking only a few, but he noticed a strong odor of alcoholic beverage coming from you, and there weren't any other passengers. He attempted a standard field sobriety test and noticed you had extremely bloodshot eyes. You had a Maryland license showing Elmer Reyes Garcia. You did attempt the standard field sobriety test and showed numerous clues that you were impaired and did not do the test properly. The officer arrested you and transported you to Rose Hill Police Department, provided you a copy of a DC-70 form, and then read aloud the breath portion. You said you'd take the breath test, you spit out some gum, you would intentionally quit blowing into the instrument, but even with a deficient sample, you blew 0.184, the legal limit being 0.08. So you were transported to the jail in rigid cuffs in front of your body. But I'm not here trying you on that. I was concerned about it because my attention was called to that affidavit and to the fact that you'd been arrested with DUI. And because the statute is clear that you can't just negotiate away or just dismiss without evidence, except for being without evidence, I did look at that, and apparently the county attorney's office has independent, different evidence than what this trooper had when he had contact with you that night. And so the county attorney dismissed 2 of the charges against you that the officer filed, including the DUI. All I have left today to decide based on the evidence is whether you were driving at a time that headlights and taillights were required and whether you were doing so. And the evidence is quite clear to me that you were driving without headlamps when you were supposed to. So I do find you guilty of the only charge before me today. And that is driving with headlamps. Your fine is $75. Your court costs are $108. Can you pay that today?
Yes.
All right, pay $183. I have to tell you, I do not feel good about the outcome of this case, not one bit. But I would strongly advise you not to be driving after dark without lights. Don't be driving in ditches or across center lanes, and definitely do not be drinking and driving. Thank you, Master Trooper Grunder, for your contributions to this case. We'll be in recess at this time.
Your Honor,
Destiny?
I apologize. Just as part of the journal entry, since count 1 was dismissed and it's an infraction, it was automatically put into the system. We will need an order from the county attorney's office in order to remove those fines from the case. So right now his balance shows a higher balance than what he is to pay.
All right, Mr. Regier, I trust you'll take care of all of that in the journal entry.
My office will prepare an appropriate journal entry in this matter, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much. Trooper Grunder, do you have any more cases on this docket?
No, ma'am, I do not.
All right, thank you, sir, for your time.
Thank you.
Ooh, I really don't think Jerry Gear is too happy himself. I know Webster's really not happy. She did not like that, not even a little bit. And yeah, you don't want to be the next guy. You don't want to be the next guy after that case. She had to adjust herself in her chair and everything after that one.
You're welcome. We'll be on the record now in 2024 TR 2275, State of Kansas versus John Richard Dietrich. Jared Regier for the state. The defendant appears in person and pro se. Mr. Dietrich, we're set today for bench trial on speeding 97 in a 70. Are you ready to proceed on your trial, Mr. Dietrich?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Regier, is the state ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Please call your first witness.
Yes, Your Honor. The state calls Deputy Lukewarm Grimes to the stand.
Very well, Deputy Grimes is called to the stand. If you'd like to start your video, Deputy Grimes.
I believe I have. There we go.
There we go. Yes, indeed. All right, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I do.
Very well, thank you. Please proceed.
Would you please state your name for the record?
Luke Grimes,
And where are you employed?
the Butler County Sheriff's Office,
And what is your professional title in that capacity?
deputy,
Okay. And how long have you worked as an officer?
altogether 25 years.
Were you on active duty in your professional capacity on August 21st, 2024 at approximately 9 p.m.?
I was
And where were you at the time?
on K254 near milepost 22.
Okay.
That'd be rural El Dorado, Butler County, Kansas.
All right. And were you in a vehicle at the time?
I was.
Okay. And were you driving your vehicle at the time?
I was
And what direction were you headed?
westbound.
Now, you've already mentioned that you were in rural El Dorado, Butler County on 254. I'd like to talk about 254 for a moment. Is that a state highway?
It is.
Would you describe K254 at this particular location as a multi-lane highway?
Yes, it would.
How many lanes would you say?
4 total.
Okay. And what are the directions of these 4 lanes?
2 lanes going westbound and 2 lanes going eastbound.
Okay. And are these two westbound and eastbound lanes separated by any open areas or landmarks?
Yes, so grass median.
At this location, would you describe K254 as more curving or a straight shot?
The exact area was straight, but there are some curves on each side of this specific area.
Okay. Are there any nearby trees at this location?
Not very close to the road, no.
Okay. And do you recall what the weather was like at the time?
1 second. It was cloudy. There was light, a calm, and it was warmish.
Okay. Are you familiar with KSA 8-1558?
I am.
And what does that say about drivers and maximum speed limits?
They may not exceed the posted speed limit.
Okay. And when you say they, is that all drivers or a specific class of drivers?
All drivers, unless operating as an emergency vehicle.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, I respectfully request the court take judicial notice of KSA 8-1558.
So taken.
Deputy, do you consider yourself capable of identifying traffic violations on site?
I do.
Besides your 25 years of experience, do you have any prior training or recurring continuing education requirements that allows you to do this?
Yes.
Could you please describe this training for the court?
Amongst the 40 hours of continuing education every year after the academy, I've also taken a radar operators course, taken a radars instructor course, and a LiDAR operator course.
And these 40 hours of continuing education that you had referred to, is that annually?
Yes.
And are you presently current on your continuing education obligations?
Yes.
On August 21st, 2024, at approximately 9 p.m., did you see any acts that you personally consider traffic violations?
Yes, I did.
What did you see?
A vehicle speeding.
Okay. Can you describe for the court the vehicle that you observed?
It was a white Chevrolet Cruze.
Okay. And was this this white Chevrolet driving slowly or quickly, just generally speaking?
Quite high rate of speed.
Okay. Now, besides your own senses, did you use any specialized equipment to check the Chevrolet speed?
Yes, I did.
What did you use?
A stalker radar.
Okay, and I think you had referred to previously a radar operation and instructor course. Is this that particular radar that you had referred to?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and are you personally certified to use this equipment?
I am.
And do you use testing on stalker radar to check that it's working?
I do.
How often does this testing take place?
At least once per shift.
Okay. And what does this testing typically entail?
A light or a light test, ensuring that the display unit is functioning correctly. An internal test that tests the counting unit talking to the antennas, and then a tuning fork test verifying different speeds with different moving and non-moving, same direction, opposing direction functions of the unit are working.
Okay. Does stalker radar require daylight to work properly?
No, it does not.
And how do you know that?
Because it doesn't need it. It's a radar. A radar signal is not bound by light or not light, ambient light or not having ambient light.
Okay. Suppose that this three-part test you had referred to resulted in a finding that the stalker radar was not working properly. What would happen then?
It would be taken out of service.
Okay. On August 24th, 2024, at approximately 9 p.m., was the stalker radar that you were using working properly?
On the 21st, it was.
And how do you know that?
Because I checked it in that.
Okay. Can you confirm that this white Chevrolet Cruze you had referred to was specifically clocked by the stalker radar?
Yes, I can.
And how do you know that?
Because first I observed it to be going at a speed higher than the posted maximum, and then activated the radar, which gave an audible tone, which the higher pitch is typically correlates to higher speed. And then I looked down to see what the speed itself registered as, confirming my other two prongs of that test.
Okay. Deputy, what is the posted speed where you were at?
70 miles per hour.
And what speed did the stalker radar measure the Chevrolet driving at?
97 miles per hour.
Okay. Did you ever successfully conduct a traffic stop on the Chevrolet?
I did.
And where did this traffic stop take place?
Approximately Boyer Road
Okay.
on K254 highway.
And this intersection of approximately Boyer Road and K254, is that still in Butler County?
It is.
Okay. Once you conducted this stop, did you speak to the driver of the Chevrolet?
Did.
Do you see the driver of the Chevrolet present in the Zoom conference?
I believe so.
Okay. Can you say with absolute certainty?
Yes.
Okay. Can you please point the driver out and give a brief description for the court?
He would be on the court security 3 camera. So he's wearing a blue or purplish shirt.
Your Honor, let the record reflect that the witness has identified the defendant.
The record will reflect.
Deputy, did the defendant ever provide you with any official identification?
He did.
What was this official identification that you received?
Kansas driver's license.
Okay. And did you discuss the defendant's speed with
I
the
did.
defendant?
I did.
Okay, and how did he respond?
He said that his GPS showed that he had not traveled more than 77 miles per hour.
Did you ever write the defendant a citation for speeding?
I did.
Barring any redirect, no further questions.
Do you have any questions for the officer, sir?
Me?
Mr. Dietrich, do you have any
I
questions?
have evidence on Live 360 saying that I did not go that speed.
Okay, this isn't your
Your Honor,
chance to
testify on
testify
cross.
yet.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Oh, if you have any questions of the officer.
No.
All right, any further evidence, Mr. Regier?
No, Your Honor.
State rest?
The state does so rest, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Dietrich, the state has presented the evidence it intends to. Do you have any evidence you want to present? You can testify on your own behalf if you want. You don't have to, though, and your silence will not be used as evidence against you.
Yes, ma'am. I do have evidence.
You have a witness other than yourself?
I don't have a witness, but I had a person, my witness that was with me, write a letter.
Okay, well, they have to be able to be cross-examined, and then a letter isn't cross-examinable. Are they where you could get them to court real quickly by Zoom?
They're at the school, so I don't really think so.
Okay, well, I would give you a little bit of time if you thought you could get them pretty quickly, but you don't think so?
Yeah, I don't think I could.
All right, do you want to testify on your own behalf? Again, you don't
Yes.
have to, but I want to give you the chance if you'd like to.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Very well, please lower your hand and tell us your name.
I'm John Dietrich.
And you live in El Dorado, Kansas, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're the defendant in this case?
Yes.
All right, what would you like to tell me about the incident that causes you to be here today?
My events.
Yeah, whatever
All right, so
that you want to
I
tell me.
have Live 360, and my Live 360 said the top speed of the whole week was 86, and the top speed of the night was 77, and that was why I was passing a trucker.
So you just admitted to speeding no matter what, because, throughout the week, at some point you went 86. You're not as smart as you think you are, kid. It's a Hard Knocks Life 360.
Okay. Anything else?
Also, my friend's Life 360 said the same thing of the top speed of the day.
All right.
And that's pretty much all I have because my friend's not here.
Okay, and what did you say the device said your top speed was?
Life 360 on my phone.
And it said the most you had been driving was how fast?
For the whole week, 84. Top speed of the day was 77.
Okay. Any
Well, top
questions?
speed of that trip was 77.
77. Okay. 84 for the week, 77 for the trip that the officer stopped you on.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And Mr. Regier, any questions, cross-examination?
Just briefly. This app that you're referring to on your phone, have you ever received any formal training to use this app?
No.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Any further evidence, Mr. Dietrich?
Not at this time.
Okay. Both parties rest. The court finds the defendant guilty of speeding 97 in a 70. The officer's testimony is that from his 20-some years of training, he visually observed the cars of the defendant speeding. The tones on his radar that he's trained and experienced using indicated he was speeding, and then when he looked, the radar indicated he was going the speed of 97, that the posted was 70. The officer also testified that he tested his equipment and it was working. The defendant has an app on his phone and his passenger did too. Both indicated that he was going much less than 97. But the problem with that, Mr. Dietrich, is there's no indication, no way the court can know if that device was working accurately, if it even is accurate. And as the cross-examination of you, did you know for sure, did you have any training to know if it was working right? So based just on the evidence, the testimony and the equipment, I have to find the defendant guilty of 97 in a 70. The speeding the charge has a fine of $168. Court costs are $108 for a total of $276. Sir, are you able to pay that or do you need some time?
I need a good amount of time. I still have to get stuff for college. I
Okay,
haven't paid all my college classes yet.
okay. Are you, what, a freshman this year?
I'm still in high school.
Okay, so you're probably not working full-time. Is
I don't even have a job, so I'll have to figure something out.
90 days, is that going to be enough? That's 3 months.
Probably.
Okay,
Oh, still in high school. That explains the cocky, confident, arrogant demeanor.
tell you what, I'll give you 120 days. That's 4 months, but you pay a little as you go, okay?
Okay. I'll try to get a job as soon as possible.
Okay, well, and you'll pay there at the courthouse, and if you stop at the clerk's office, they can also give you the online site that you can pay on, but make sure you pay as you go, so this doesn't all end up owing. If you don't get this paid, when I tell you, they will suspend your license, and then it's gonna snowball from there trying to get your license back. You're
Okay.
gonna need that license, as I'm sure you know. But 97, even in a 70, that's still a good speed. So make sure that you know your speed and keep it down.
I was on cruise control, so I know my speed. So
All right, well, check those cruise controls. Those things can act up pretty quickly as well. It looks like your car was a 2014. The older a car gets, the more unreliable those cruise controls can be. So just make sure that that's working accurately too. And if there's nothing,
I have my diesel certification that I literally have worked on my car. I double checked everything's perfectly fine. And I know my cruise control works fine.
All right, well, if you disagree with this opinion or decision today, you do have up to 14 days to file an appeal with the Kansas Court of Appeals. It will be your responsibility, if you're going to continue to represent yourself, to know how to do that or hire an attorney. But at this
Okay.
time, we'll be in recess and you are excused, sir.
Yeah, I don't think Judge Webster ever got completely untied from that first case. But that kid was just I've done my own work on my vehicle, so I know it works perfectly. You're a kid. Really? You're a kid. Trust me. Take it now, because you got a lot more hard years coming. Oh, I can't be around that age. I can't be with that age. My daughter's that age. She's just barely off that age. I can't be around that age. Society is not safe if I was put into a room with all of them. Yeah. I didn't see the gonna cry part. I saw the cockies stick around the whole time. Oh, but yeah, he's gonna go need to get himself one of them part-time jobber jobs. Yep. That might cramp his style a little bit, but oh, and because I had to be on the road today, I didn't have a whole lot of time to get anything else done. I was so happy to get the premiere up this afternoon, though. Oh my God, I was ecstatic when I found that. It was just long enough to run on its own, and I was like, yes, I have something I can do. So, yeah, if you guys didn't see it, go back and watch the premiere from earlier this afternoon. It was wild. Couple of parents that hate each other more than they love their child. Yeah. Not fun to watch, but fun to watch. We're weird like that. Oh, but yes. So I've got some stuff I got to get done tonight still, but I had to come spend some time with you guys. I needed you. I needed you. Oh, you guys make every day better. Everything better. My face hurts now, Mortimer Duke. Thanks a lot. He had me laughing so hard. I thought I was going to have an aneurysm, I swear. I have to go get checked for a hernia now. Oh, honey, I love you so much. I really do. I love you more than you'll ever know. So thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me and having fun and laughing and making jokes. I appreciate it so much. But I am going to let you guys go for the night, and hopefully tomorrow I can spend some more time with you. I don't think I have obligations tomorrow, so I might just be able to download and edit all day long. Do you know how happy that's going to make me? That's going to make me really happy. She is the sweetest. She is the plushiest, softest, most wonderful baby in the whole entire world. She is the bestest. I love you, Nana Laura. Thank you for always being here for me. Always. Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.